Hello everyone, it's Marcy and I'm in my craft room again today working on Dearjuliejulie Stashbuster challenge, and today I'm working on the letter E for envelope. So here I have this envelope out of an old school book memory kind of thing. And so what I've done is I've just taken it and I've folded it in half. And then I went ahead and inked around all of the edges. Now the first thing I want to do, this side I'm going to leave as it is. But on this side, I want to take off this, this band, because it will become a top-loading pocket. So, and I'm just going to leave it folded. This will become a page in my journal. I'm going to turn this a little bit so I can see where my cut line needs to stop. Should be right there. Perfect. Okay. So got rid of that. And now when it's in my journal, we'll have a side-loading pocket here, and then on the other side of the journal, we will have a top-loading pocket. So, I think the next thing I'm going to do on the inside pages, I've got this lightly dyed yellow paper that's from Dollar Tree. And of course, on this, the lines always smudge. They're faintly there because I was just in and out of its bath. But and I'm just going to glue those onto the inside pages, and they will be journaling space. I'm not going to do it right now, but I probably will come back and either add a little bit of stamping to them or maybe a little stenciling. But I want them to be journaling space. And since that's the easiest part, as long as I don't lay the paper badly, we'll do that first. Tell you what, glue and I have not gotten along well for the last couple of videos. Let's pull this back up. Of course, I didn't iron this either, so that probably is not helping. Still got its wrinkles in it from being wet. There we go. That's better. And I don't know if you can see it, but you can see that there is something beneath it, but I'm fine with that. Okay, and then this one. And I'm just using my glue stick, since this is paper to paper. And on this paper is so thin that I'm afraid any kind of liquid glue would either show through or create bumps, or I just think the glue stick will be the better option for this particular paper. All right. And like I said, that's all I'm going to do to that for now. And I'll come back and add something to it, probably when I'm getting ready to put it in my journal. Okay, so then for this side, I've got this out of my scrapbook paper pad, Choose to Be Grateful, with the pumpkins on it. And I've inked around that, and I think I will just put that on this side of the pocket. And right now, as I'm working on this journal, really, well, a couple of things. I'm a little distracted. I'm trying, honestly, to hurry up and get it done so that I can concentrate on the upcoming 5 days of fall. And so at this point, I'm just making all of the required elements with at least 3 things done to them so that I, at the very least, meet the minimum requirements. And then we'll hopefully have time to go back and add more to it. But so I'm just trying to meet the minimum requirements. Okay, at this particular point. Now I think I want to put a little thumb hole there, and because I don't really trust my, let's see, right at 4.5, which would be 2.25, I'm going to mark where I want my thumb hole to be so that I don't, still won't be perfectly center, but it makes me feel a little better about it. Ooh, yeah, I can get it in there. All right. So just punch a little thumb hole right there. And now I'll need to re-ink that. And re-inking is not something I can wait to do later because I will forget. I need to ink this where I had cut it. Okay. So now here, so that will be a top loading pocket with the thumb hole on this side. This side will be journaling. Then here we'll have this side, and this side will be journaling. So for this side, I cut out a piece of cardstock that would allow for this sort of V opening, and then I took a journal card from my paper pad and rounded the corners, inked around it, and then I sewed around it and just sewed it onto the front of that. So now it is ready to be glued down. I really need to clean the tip of my art glitter glue. I've got to remember to do that. All right. Try to get that lined up. Give it some smushing and try to get the glue out to the edges. And that is that pocket, but for the little holes at the top. And for that, I'm going to use this seam binding, and how am I going to do this? Let's see. Don't want to put one there. Well, do I? If I go ahead and wrap it around there, then down, up, down, up, down, up, down. No, 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 no. No, I'm going to start with this one. Yeah. All right. And I'm just going to feed this through each of the holes until I get down to this end. So I'll speed this up so you don't have to watch it in slow motion. Okay, so I ended up wrapping it around that end anyway, just because it was going to drive me crazy to have that cut end there. So now I'm bringing the other side of the ribbon and bringing it up through the hole. And now I'm just going to tie a little bow in this corner. And you all know that my bow tying skills are not spectacular. I blame it on fat fingers. Well, actually, I should blame it on fat fingers and impatience is what I should blame it on. And I've always had both. Alright. So that's not too bad. And I think I will go ahead and put just a little drop of glue down here just to discourage the bow from coming untied accidentally. And trim a little tail there and a little tail there. There. I kind of like that. So then that will be that side loading pocket. Okay, so there's envelope 1. And for envelope 2, I've got this CD envelope that I've dyed. And the first thing I want to do is take this apart temporarily, but take it apart nonetheless. And while I'm attempting to do this, fortunately I have one already taken apart so that if I tear this, I've got one, a backup that I can use. But while I'm doing this, I will let you know I'm only going to be doing 2 envelopes today. And my reason for that is I told you a couple of videos ago that I was had changed my mind about the box for my cover. And I was thinking about using an envelope for my cover and making a soft cover. But now I'm waffling, wondering if my journal will be too thick. So, what I'm going to do is I will either be using a box of some sort or an envelope. So I'm just going to make 2 envelope items today, and that way I don't have to decide for certain, because I've got some fabric I want to use, but I don't have enough of it to be able to change my mind later. So, okay, now I'm going to take out the piece of acetate that's in here. And I know at this point y'all are probably thinking, what in the world is she doing to that poor CD envelope? All right. So the acetate is out. Now, for this envelope, what I will do with it is I will be putting the envelope back together. But this will go into the center of a signature. So, and it will become a pocket. Basically, I will put my signature in, then I will seal this part so it will be closed in the signature, and then I guess I ought to just, I think I'd already decided I'm going to have the pocket up here, so it will be a top loading. I had decided that. Got to remember that. Okay, so what I've got is, and I just happened to find this. I was looking for a particular ink stamp, and I found my little bitty envelope that had some false stuff in it, and one of the things in there was this transparency that I had made last year, I believe it was, that I had used alcohol inks on. And it's got, you know, reds and oranges and gold in it. So what I thought I would do is change out the acetate for this transparency. And my transparency, this side is bumpy and this side is smooth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the bumpy side down so that my glue will have something to be able to grab onto. And I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac for this. Of course, now I'm pretty sure I would have put the alcohol ink on the smooth side. I hope. Because otherwise I'm not sure how the Fabri-Tac will react. Or how the alcohol ink will react to the Fabri-Tac. But we're getting ready to find out. Okay, I want to be sure that I've got around that edge pretty well, but not so thick that it's gonna seep out. All right. Okay, that's the bumpy side, so we want it to go down. I guess I can scoot that up. If I was out of frame, I apologize. I like that. I know it's kind of probably odd looking to you all, but I like that. That could have been my ugly thing, but I think it's too pretty to be my ugly thing. I'm going to struggle with the ugly thing, I can tell you right now, because I just don't know. I may have to go with unusual, which Julie said could be unusual to you, as in something you haven't tried before. Okay, so now I am ready to, that is in and seems to be holding well. The Fabri-Tac seems to have it well, so I'm going to go ahead and put my envelope back together. And then we'll add a couple of more things to it. Oh, oh, oh. All right. Let's be sure that didn't get down on the... Okay. Now, I'm going to take just the edge. Is that right? Yes. 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 So I'm going to take just the edge off of this. All right. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to mark it and give it a little bit of a thumb hole, just like I always, well, almost always do. Mark that so I know about where center is. And then try to hit center. And again, this will be a small thumb hole. And let's ink it. Since I had to cut it. And I guess I hadn't... Oh, well, I didn't ink around the edges of this. I just started taking it apart and hadn't inked the edges. Okay, so I'm going to ink the edges. Sorry about that. I've been trying to ink my edges ahead of time so that you all don't have to watch me do that. All right, but I've got... Okay, so as I said, okay, so that will become my top. I'm not gonna seal this yet. I'm gonna wait until it goes into my signature. That's gonna throw me having that open like that temporarily, but then I will seal it with when I put it in the signature. So now, and when I put it in the signature somewhere, I had cut, I think it was this one. Yeah. And once it's in the signature and I've got this flap glued down, then I'll probably add this to the back of it. There's always something to be thankful for. So I'll keep that with it so that I can remember to do that once it's in the signature. Okay, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and glue. I've got these mushrooms. that I'll just add right to that edge. I think that's going to be cool when there's something in it. Let's see. Let's see how well you'll be able to see. Well, not real well, but you will be able to see that there is something in it. Okay. And then I've got this one, which is a blessing definition, and both the mushroom and the blessing definition are from Calico Collage. And we'll just lay that right on top, kind of stack them all up. And there is almost completed envelope 2. So there's E for envelope, and that's all I'm going to do for today. I already told you about my third envelope, that I'll either be adding it later or using it for my cover. So until next time, I wish you all a wonderfully happy and crafty day, and I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.